إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا ومن يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الأمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. وقال الله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Ahzab, verse number 40, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما كان محمد أبا أحد من رجالكم ولكن رسول الله وخاتم النبيين وكان الله بكل شيء عليما. صدق الله العلي العظيم. This is a verse from Surah Al-Ahzab, number 40. There are two subjects under discussion here. One is about Zayd bin Haritha, married to Zainab, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's cousin, and he was his adopted son. And the marriage didn't work, so they had to be divorced. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to clarify that the adopted sons are not your real sons, that their spouses are halal for you to be married. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala weds Zainab radiallahu anha to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's not the topic of discussion. My topic of discussion is Khatim al-Nabiyyin, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the last of the prophets that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had planned. And remember when Adam alayhi salam was created, and after his descent from paradise into the planet Earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sets the rules, and he says, وَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى فَمَن تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. صدق Allah. That indeed, O progeny of Adam, I will send you messengers who will come with guidance to you intermittently. And whosoever follows their guidance, depending upon their localities, indeed, they should have no fear, and they should have no harm or burden by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grace and mercy. So that is the rule that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set, that He will send the messengers intermittently to mankind in different localities. 124,000 plus messengers were sent until Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as the last of the series, and that's my subject today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes about why he's sending messengers and what is the rule that he has upon himself. He says, وَمَا كَانَ لِبَشَرٍ أَن يُكَلِّمَهُ اللَّهُ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's very high honor and dignity makes it that he would not speak to each one of us. So that's the first rule. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not speak. إِلَّا وَحْيٌ, except by his wahy, or inspiration that comes to the Prophet, or min wara'i hijab, or he would talk to his messengers behind a veil, or yursila rasula, or he would send Jibreel alayhi salam to communicate with the designated messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَيُوحِي بِإِذْنِهِ مَا يَشَاءُ إِنَّهُ عَلِيٌّ حَكِيمٌ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the inspiration or the message or the wahy as he pleases, as to whosoever he pleases, because he is Allah and he is his own wisdom. And out of the series of the prophets that came from Adam alayhi salam to the present, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the verse that we recited, that is the khutbah today, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Rasulullah wa khatim al-nabiyyin wa kana Allah bi kulli shay'in alima, that this is indeed done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's full knowledge, that he would be the seal of the prophethood. That means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's message that we covered just now, that how he would communicate with his messengers would not be carried on after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam declared as the seal of the prophethood. Khatam is the end of the prophethood, but if you say Khatim in Arabic language, it also becomes the seal that we put. In the olden times, remember, we had envelopes with wet sealing that we would put on the envelopes and put the stamp upon the wax, and then we'll seal it away so nobody would open it. So both implications are indeed correct, both ways. The chain of the prophethood and finishes with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he is declared to be the final of the prophethood. So we, as the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, are blessed, as discussed in the last khutbah Jummah, as the last Ummah. There is no other Ummah that would be coming after us, and that the divine law that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it to us is till the end of the time. The prediction of these prophets have been all discussed in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's arrival was discussed in the Old Testament and informed, and similarly in the New Testament there is a clear indication of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam coming. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ يَتَّبِعُونَ الرَّسُولَ النَّبِيَّ الْأُمِّيَّ الَّذِي يَجِدُونَهُ مَكْتُوبًا عندهم في التوراة والإنجيل يأمرون بالمعروف وينهاهم عن المنكر ويحل لهم هم الطيبات ويحرم عليهم الخبائث ويضع عنهم إثرهم والأغلال التي كانت عليهم فالذين آمنوا به وعزروه ونصروه وعاشروا النور الذي أنزل معه أولئك هم المفلحون. So see in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, indeed we informed in the Old Testament and the New Testament about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's arrival and the characteristics that he would be delivering to mankind. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself, in the last khutbah that he delivered at the Hajj, when he received the final verse from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Yawma Akmaltu Lakum Dinakum, you are familiar. At the same time, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam strongly reiterated that no prophet will come after me, he said, and only the caliphs will succeed. And that's why upon his death, and we have Abu Bakr, first Khalifa, then Umar radiallahu anhu, then Usman, then Ali radiallahu anhu, inshallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also described about his finality in this very beautiful hadith that he presented. He said a man constructed a building and decorated this building with great beauty, but left an empty niche in one of the corners of the building. So a person who would come and look at the building and would see that there is an empty space in the building left, and would wonder as to why. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, I'm that missing brick, and I'm the last of the prophets. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is most dignified, a great honor for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in this distinction that Allah has bestowed on and through him upon us. In my second khutbah coming Jummah, I will inshallah go over what responsibilities his ummah that we have upon us to continue the message that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam brought for the whole mankind till the end of the time, and how we have to be the one not only understanding the message fully, but also putting it in full practice, so that we become the nation Ummatun Wasatun, as discussed in the last of the Jummah. Before I conclude, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam died, Hassan bin Thabit was Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's companion, and also the poet, and he expresses his grief at the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in a poem which is in Arabic, but I will go over briefly just only two stanzas for you to see how grieved the nation was when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam died. He says,